Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on Show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course, and as you can see from the title of this video and from the visual, I will be giving my commentary on Carlos King's most recent Messy Monday show, which he co-hosted with podcaster Dustin Ross. Dustin is going to call out Tricia for the garbage comment that she had the nerve to say regarding the lovely Melody Cherie. And also, Carlos shares some tidbits about the upcoming reunion. Now, before we get into these topics, I ask that you please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel. Everything that I'm saying in this video is alleged and just my opinion. And the Copyright Act of 1976 says that my fair use commentary on these sound bites are allowed. Okay, so Carlos King and Dustin, they actually recapped a couple of shows, including The Real Housewives of Potomac, as well as Wags to Riches on Netflix. Wags to Riches is getting a really bad review in terms of the colorism. You may have seen the fight that took place between a Yes Jules and another young lady. The clips are on Instagram. I may share them on my IG stories. I've been in conflict all day about it. I did watch the fight. It was ridiculous. And there's no way that a culture, an accused culture vulture, because I'm not familiar with either one of the ladies, but there's no way that an accused culture vulture is going to ask anyone who is a person of color and her ancestors are from the motherland. There's no way you're going to ask her, what has she done for her culture? In my opinion, every time a Black woman gets up, takes good care of herself, gets up and goes to work, comes home, takes care of her children, helps them with their homework, feeds them, bathes them, get them in the tub, she says her prayers, gets in the bed and does it all over again, she's doing everything for the culture. But they did talk about that show, and then they headed on over to Love and Marriage Huntsville. So they definitely, saved the best for last, and that's what we were waiting on. Shout out to all of the content creators that I saw in the chat. I saw lots of millimeters as well, like Tennessee Girl, and I saw Kicking It with Courtney, Diana Rose, and yeah, so it was good vibes, good vibes. Carlos did say that there will be a three-part reunion. We know that part one will premiere this coming Saturday, February 1st. Also, Carlos King said that there will be a definitive answer given regarding Tricia and Martell and what they did when they watched a movie when they were supposed to be fitness training, if they were intimate. I know in the grand scheme of things, we really don't care because it's Martell and how he gets around, like the Tupac song. And then there's Trisha, whom you can't believe anything that she says anyway. But Dustin asked, and Carlos said that there will be a definitive answer given. And also, he talked about, he felt like it was a great reunion and everyone performed well. And he did not mention about the horrible things that Kimmy said to Melody, sticking up for a grown man who did get arrested for a DUI. And I was moderating for Jay Lee's Corner on Sunday. I said that Kimmy was acting like one of those moms, like Maurice was her son, and he started a fight, and she's up at the school trying to fight his teacher and the principal over something that he did. That's how she was acting when she was coming at Melody at the reunion. That is my opinion. So I want to first talk about, before we get into what Dustin says about Trisha, I do want to talk about Carlos speaking on the argument between Trisha and Ken. He's going to make it really deep, almost philosophical, but he's going to say something about relationships, particularly heterosexual relationships, that I find to be interesting, and I will come back with my commentary.
Trisha and Ken. It was to me a textbook on human behavior and the dynamics of a relationship, because I hope that everyone paid attention to the body language. you know what I mean? Like, I like to go deeper. It was the body language for me, and it was an opportunity. We always see stories where the woman is fed up, right? We've seen that narrative across all shows, scripted, unscripted. It's very rare you see a scene where the man is fed up. And you have Ken, who's this big guy with a heart of gold. And Ken is a softie internally, but externally, listen, I think he should be on WWE. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Ken needs to be on WWE. I had no idea that Ken had that level of expression in him. And I'm gonna let you talk about the scene. I'm gonna tell you my favorite part of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Ken said, "You the problem, and you're gonna be struggling." And Tricia got up out of her seat and ran towards the box.
When she put that phone on the back of that cushion. Let me tell you something.
Because
I agree.
It was the human behavior. Tricia was like, "You ain't gonna say much now," and then she ran for die.
You saw it. You saw her thoughts taking place in real time. You saw it.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's a layer and a level of authenticity. Tricia and Ken do not come off to me as people who had aspirations of ever being on television in this capacity. And I think that that is what you want when you cast someone to be on these shows, right? Down to what they wear when they film. They always look presentable and they look great. You know what I mean? But it's very authentic. It's not trying to have a look per se. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, they're very real and authentic. And that's what makes them being a part of this cast polarizing and fascinating to watch. Also, Tricia is so measured and controlled. You know what I mean? And everything about her everything about her is so measured and controlled that when they had that moment, that it was just, again, big difference between that conversation we saw between Tricia and Ken and what we've been getting from Mia on Potomac. That's the example of what I'm saying. This is much more.
Okay, so I wanted to just show how Carlos he's really trying to pump up Ken and Trisha. In my opinion, he really likes them in terms of reality TV. I think that he gravitates towards the mess of it all and the whole she's married still legally and she's moved this man in with her children, and then Marquez, is also on the show. He makes appearances, and I think that he just likes all of that messiness and he really wants to pump them up. And totally, we already know that they're filming for the next season of Love and Marriage Huntsville. We know that Ken and Trisha are still a part of the cast. You can look on Ken's Instagram page where he is promoting a hold down themed birthday party for Trisha that will obviously be filmed for the show. So Carlos really, really likes them. What I found to be interesting was that he was saying that typically we see on TV when the woman is fed up, but finally we hear like a man being fed up. And I said, oh my gosh, this is so interesting to hear him talk about it almost gives like there's a bias there, right? And I know we talk about favorites. Like, I feel like, in my opinion, Martell is a favorite of his. Maybe not so much anymore. Still a favorite, but not so much. After Martell left the "we're paid actors" comment on a post of Carlos's on his Instagram page, maybe not so much, but still a favorite. But I do see where there's like this bias, this slant, this favoritism towards men, to where Trisha, watch out, girl. But it's also Trisha. She's married and she's dating someone while she's still married and moved the kids in. That's just going to always make me feel uncomfortable and concerned. Ken even said we're still getting to know each other. But in any event, Trisha, you could be getting used to kind of make women look awful and look trifling and look like cheaters and move just anybody in with your kids under the same roof to make Ken look like the hero. and this provider to this married woman and helps her with her children and takes them to practice and to dance competitions and dance rehearsal to make him look great. And that was just something that struck me, while I was in the chat. And I had it in the back of my mind, but I was chatting about other things because he also brought up, as you heard, his favorite part was when Ken gets mad and says, well, I'll leave and you'll be broke and you'll have to explain it to the kids. And there was me and Tennessee Girl and some others saying, well, if she's an engineer, why would he call her broke? And that question wasn't explicitly answered, but some people may say, oh, he just said that in the heat of the moment. We all say things when we're angry. That's true. But I also was thinking, because Tricia has been caught in lies before, are they really telling the truth about her occupation? And that's why Ken said that. But some people have said, she's definitely an engineer. And so, I guess Ken was just saying that to be nasty. And a lot of you said, yeah, I can't stand it when a man does something for you and then wants to throw it back up in your face once he gets mad. Yeah, in like family relationships, all sorts of relationships, people will do that, but that's really a low blow. But I wanted to play that where it just seems like another example where he gravitates towards the mess. So towards the end of the commentary, Dustin decides to talk about Tricia calling Melody garbage. And I kind of feel like he almost snuck it in because it was towards the end of the live. And Carlos just sat there. He didn't say, oh, I agree. That was totally uncalled for. He didn't say anything like that. But Dustin just kind of said it. And he almost said it like he forgot, like, oh, yeah. And then he just started saying it. And Carlos is like, what, are you talking to me? And he's like, no, I'm talking about Tricia. So I am queuing up that soundbite. Let me try to get to that right now. Please hit the like button while I do this. I really appreciate it. And I want you all to hear what Dustin has to say. I am almost there. I did not go back and record each soundbite. Okay, here we are. And here is what Dustin had to say to Tricia.
Hey, one last thing. Tricia, you was wrong as hell for calling Melody garbage in that scene when you said that everything was fine after the garbage left. When Tricia said that about Melody, not you. Tricia. When she was sitting there singing, it's fine with the garbage left. I was like, the garbage? All because you decided to get an attitude about her coming to you saying, yo, you just an issue, like, what's up? And now she's garbage. That was a lie to me. And Tricia, you was wrong for that. That's it. That's all I have to offer. Yeah. Great season finale. Great. Great. Yes.
Okay, so he told Tricia that she was wrong, all because she was mad that Melody got with her at Nell's bachelorette party. And Dustin was saying that he actually thinks that Tricia is the type to go home and think things over. And I'm going to add to it, and gets mad all over again and gets more mad than she was previously. And he felt like after the bachelorette party, Tricia went home and felt like, oh man, Melody ate me up again, so now she really doesn't like her. And then she made the garbage comment at the vow renewal. And I can see Tricia going home and stewing over things and getting mad all over, because she seems to have anger issues for sure. And I think some of it could be misguided, because she could be angry at a higher power because she's lost so many loved ones and lost them within a short period of time. She said that her sister passed away in her arms. She could be angry that she no longer has those loved ones here on earth in the physical sense. And then, it could just be, she could also lean into her physicality and just thinks that because she's so physically strong too, that she can pop off and let people know that she's angry, and she's almost daring them to speak up and defend themselves to her. I totally see that in her as well as in Ken. So now, circling back to Carlos not really saying anything when Dustin said that Trisha was wrong for calling Melody garbage, and he just kind of laughed it off. After he dismissed Dustin, he started reading super chats, and someone left the super chat saying, "You all think that," I'm paraphrasing, "you all think that Trisha gaslit Ken and she is a narcissist. I don't think she's smart enough to be narcissistic. She seems slow to me." Carlos reads the super chat and he says, "Well, slow is not a nice comment." And I typed LOL Carlos about his reaction to the super chat because I knew I saw a couple of messy super chats. He didn't even read them all. So he knew what it was with some of them. But he read that one and he just stopped right there. I think he's a little traumatized from his previous lives with So Gucci and Akeisha. Once he read that one messy super chat, he stopped right there. He said that wasn't a nice comment. But hey, what Tricia said about Melody wasn't a nice comment. And just as quickly as you said that about Tricia, you could have said that about Melody for sure. So I can't stand the biases. That is just so not cool. But again, I saw a lot of you all in the live chat for Carlos King's Messy Monday show. What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments if you are watching Wags to Riches on Netflix. And if so, what do you think about that? Or if you saw the clips on Instagram where the is she white or is she a Latina? Where she fought the black girl after the culture conversation. What did you think about that? And what did you think about Carlos and him analyzing Ken and Trisha's scene? And, you know, he's closing out the season finale with them. He's really pumping them up. I can totally tell. But I thank you all so much for checking out this video. Please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. I hope that you all had a magnificent Monday. I hope it was not a manic Monday. If it did go rough, I don't want you to think that that's going to set the tone for the rest of your week. Your Tuesday will be totally different. It will be a terrific Tuesday. Whatever you have to do tonight to set yourself up for success in the morning, go ahead and do it. You can play another video from one of the other amazing content creators while you make lunches or lay out your clothes. Try not to snooze your alarm in the morning. And I will talk with you all soon. Bye.